Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be going over 3 stocks I'm buying for the month of September. We did this video for the first time last month in August, and we decided that every month we're going to start the month off with basically a 3 stocks or 2 stocks or 5 stocks I'm buying, but basically the stocks in the top of my mind in the beginning of each month. Now before we get into those 3 stocks, if you could smash the like button, it really helps the YouTube algorithm, and if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe to the channel. In this month, the 3 stocks I'm buying are revolving around FIN-TECH and MJ. So, this is the September 2021 edition. Let's get into it. So the first stock I'm buying. Now this first stock is trading for around $5 a share, actually under 5 as of today. It has a tiny market cap of only $338 million, and it may be one of the most underrated fintech plays in my opinion. Now, being so small comes with positives and negatives. Small companies have an easier time growing, and they also have an easier time making a multiple on the investment made than a large company. But that said, even though you can win big, it's also harder for them to get out of the gate and really become leaders in their space, to really shine and have a lot of those synergies once you get to full scale. So the company that we're talking about here, my first pick for September, is MOGO. Now, we have discussed MOGO stock before. There is a full MOGO analysis video, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. And we are going to be dropping a MOGO earnings review video for their Q2 earnings, which happened about 2-3 weeks ago. So that video is going to be coming out today, probably shortly after this video uploads. Now, MOGO, at the time of this recording, was trading for $4.77. It's down 6.65% today alone. It has taken a huge beating from the all-time high, and that has made it interesting to add to our position now. In regards to the stock is trading under 5 a share, around $4.80. Its 52-week high was $12.29 a share. It is down around 60% from the high. It has recently acquired an investment dealer to fast-track their MOGO trade to give users the ability to buy and sell stock on that platform, a new app they're releasing. So this news is fairly new, and it just came out. MOGO completes acquisition of Canadian investment dealer Fortification Capital, Inc., to be renamed MOGO Trade. Now, this is one of the very few companies that has the potential to not only 10x, but in my opinion could possibly be an 100x over a very long time period. And that is just because they are so small and they're going over a massive total addressable market in the fintech space, and they seem to be executing very well. So, at under 5 a share, I am going to be adding a lot of MOGO stock this month. $4 and change, I really like their valuation for where they are in the Canadian market. The management seems like they're executing extremely well, and compared to other fintech players, they're just undervalued when comparing their metrics. So at these prices, MOGO is a buy all day for me. Now the thing is, I believe there's a good case that you can make if the stock was worth 5 to 10 times its current market cap. You could make a case that that would be a fair valuation based on growth, based on the size of the market, and based on the leadership position they're trying to build in the Canadian market and how much of an addressable market Canada is, and the extension through their acquisitions into other markets, including the US and other places. So I do think there's a lot of good things to come. We are doing a full video on their most recent earnings report, but just a quick update on some of the metrics from that earning report just so you can get an idea. Their member base grew 63% to 1.7 million members at the end of the quarter. Their subscription and service revenue growth accelerated 81% year over year, reaching 8.2 million. Second quarter revenue grew 29% year over year to 13.7 million. And the company increases its Q4 2021 subscription and service revenue growth outlook to 100% to 110% and introduces fiscal year 2022 revenue guidance. So basically, solid growth across the board. That said, we're talking about very small numbers. It is a very small market cap, hence very small revenue numbers and things. So it could be said that it's easy to grow at such a small base, which is true. That said, we are playing with a market cap that's only 300 million, so it is what it is on both sides, but I do like the growth, and I do think they can consistently grow from here. Now, the second stock, it is new to the market, but everyone knows the name. It is probably one of the most hated and loved apps in the market today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would be kind of surprised at this point, but the answer is Robinhood. Robinhood is the stock I am adding to in September. It has come down quite significantly, and I love this stock as a purchase because I believe they will be the leader for basically all of the youth that are getting into investing. They all use Robinhood, even though they complain about it and this and that. When you see on Reddit people complaining about Robinhood, they're posting screenshots on Robinhood. They're still using the app, and the member base is growing like crazy. They are growing by millions of members per quarter. So Robinhood currently has a market cap of 36 billion. It is probably lower today. I wrote this last night, and today it's down again, so it's around 40 a share or so. So it's probably like a 33 billion or so dollar company. I love this company under 40 billion. They may have been hated by many, but the numbers don't lie. It's clear users are not leaving the platform. It's quite the opposite. They're adding millions of new members per quarter, not just per year, which is more members than a lot of these fintech players have in total. And even with having this massive amount of members and user base, they are still in the extremely early innings of monetizing these users. There is so much beyond just stock trading and crypto trading and cash management and stuff that Robinhood has yet to get into in the finance space that I am sure they are going to continue to expand that roadmap, expand that product category space, and get really their users to start being monetized in many different ways. My opinion on this stock is that basically they're going to be a clear leader in the fintech space, and any leader in the fintech space is going to be worth over $100 billion down the road, regardless. It's just too big of an industry, and if you're leading it with scale and that many users, there is so many ways to monetize. So this reminds me a lot like Square. When I had Square in the early days, $9 IPO, I received shares at $9. Everyone kind of thought it was kind of overvalued at that time even. And clearly it wasn't. I mean, it's over a $100 billion company today. It was just a few billion-dollar company back then. And I think the same thing's happening with Robinhood. It is starting at a much higher degree than Square did, but it also has way more users and it's much larger in scale than when Square first IPO'd. But I think Robinhood will be over a $100 billion market cap down the road. So its 52-week high was 85 a share. It's down 50% from that all-time high. It is currently trading around 40 a share. When I took this screenshot, it was like 42. I do believe that with scale, the company is going to be worth more than 100 billion. I believe that adding at these levels are going to basically allow me to significantly beat the market over the long run. In the short term, it's anyone's guess how the market moves. But when this company goes from 30-something billion, like 33 billion to 100 billion, and it 3x's, even if that takes 10 years to happen, 5 years to happen, whatever that may be, I believe that that's a much better multiple than basically getting 10% a year or whatnot on the market, 15%, 7%, whatever you're trying to aim for. I do think Robinhood is going to outperform the market by a large amount if we're looking at a 5-10 year timeline. So I am happy to be adding shares at this price. So that basically gets me into this position where I'm basically investing not based on any fundamentals. Honestly, it's rather just the disruption and innovation going on at the company. And the IPO has given this company enough capital to really execute at an even larger scale than it could have before it IPO'd. So I really, a lot of you guys are value investors, and I know that. And this is not a value investment that I am playing, but I do believe that this is going to seem like a no-brainer looking back in 5 years from now. So I'm playing this because of innovation, because of growth, and because of scale. Now let's get into the third stock. So this third stock is the first MJ stock I am mentioning. Now I'm not saying the full name because I don't know how YouTube is going to go with that. So I'm just going to be calling it MJ for this video. Now, I may need your help on this one, to be honest, because this third stock, I'm not picking any specific stock. I have a couple in mind, but I basically want to see what you guys think. Now, I have played in the MJ space before, and basically, one of the larger positions I held a long time ago was Canopy Growth Company. Now, I am looking to add some type of MJ stock to the portfolio. It has, basically across the industry, those stocks have come down a lot. And since this space is still in its early days, it can be tough to pick the winner. So I have made money, like I said, in Canopy Growth Company in the past. I've thought about rebuying it here, but I'm not too sure if I want to go with Canopy or if I want to go with a different company. Another idea I have had is possibly to go with an ETF. Now, I'm not a big fan of ETFs in general, But when a company is still in such early days, like a industry specifically, sometimes it's easier to buy a basket of them. So I'm still doing my research. I plan to buy either Canopy Growth Company, the ETF MJ, actually, I've looked at too, that holds plenty of stocks in the field, including Canopy Growth Company. And if there's any stock in this space and sector that any of you recommend and think I should look into that will outperform the rest of them, definitely drop it in the comments. I'd love to look into it. I'm trying to pick the winner in this space. And if I can't really come down to a single winner, it might make more sense to just buy a basket of them. Now, the way I look at it is I think there's a clear path that MJ is here to stay. I expect more and more states to legalize it, and eventually I expect it to be legalized on a federal level. So this sector is honestly something that has a massive rise coming ahead for it, I believe. And in the past, it has risen a lot, it has dropped a lot. And I think that's because we're still in the early days, so hype can sometimes be a little overdone. Things are usually overestimated in the short term and underestimated over the long term. And I believe that's the exact case for this industry. Now, I did want to show you guys, if we did decide to do an ETF like the MGA ETF, what it would be holding. So the top 10 holdings in this ETF are Grow Generation Corp, Tilray, Canopy Growth Corp, Aurora, Kronos, the ETFMG SIT Ultra Short ETF, Hexocorp, Organigram Holdings, Village Farms International, and 22nd Century Group Inc. So some of these companies I know, some of them I have not heard of. I'm going to be doing more due diligence and looking at each of these companies, trying to understand, do I like all of them? Is it worth holding all of them as a basket? But basically, those are the 3 stocks I'm looking to add this September. Let me know what you think. If there's anything that you're adding in September, write it in the comments. I'm definitely always open looking to find the next good buy. And if there is any stock in that sector, the MJ sector, that you recommend, drop it in the comments. I'd love to look into it. I'm looking to add something in the portfolio in that sector now that stocks have come down in that space. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked this video and you've made it to the end, please like the video. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. When we hit 2,000 subs, we are going to be giving away AirPods. I know I've said it in the past. We have a video to that as well. I'm going to put the giveaway video in the comments below. I'm also going to put in the description a link to the MOGO analysis I did in the past. I'm also going to be putting a link to the MOGO earnings review that I'll be uploading today. So I'm not sure which video is going to come out first, but expect both the MOGO video and this 3 stocks I'm buying video are both being uploaded today, September 8th. Again, as always, appreciate your support. Until next time.